la, languishes, as losing vigor, feeble, exhausted, as through grief, amel.
Wait, isn't it this like similar to Avel? In the verse we study in Corinthians, Avel is like this power of the tent being yoked, and therefore no rest, and therefore like a mourning,
Epentheisate,
from pentheo,
to mourn, to grieve, to lament.
But in this case is amel. Therefore the power of ale in the womb to beget, as it follows. However yoked, chav and vav above it, ready for sacrifice. Therefore weak in spiritual service, given the shuruk below aleph in lela. Therefore far from God. Yoledeth, she has borne, brought forth, beget, and through travail and labor, yod, this work and labor, yoled, to prick, to incite, and draw out from the door. And what draws her from the door is hashivah, 7, and 7 representing the fulfillment of promises and oaths, sheve, in craving for the family, and ayin, 16, you have 2 parents, that's 2, and she has borne 7, and each one of these 7 coupled with a partner to make other families, you'd have 7 times 2, 14, plus the 2 original parents we started with, that gives you 16, right? Nafha, she hath breathed, has given up, and to blow. Previously in our studied verse of Corinthians, it was pefusio menoi, as to puff up, and breathe and blow, nafech. But in this case is this life to blow given the separation of nefshach, her last, the ghost, but is the soul, the appetite and desires and emotions, nefesh. And it reads nefshach, right? It ends with a hey with a dagesh, and that's because it belongeth to the woman. It speaks of the femininity and spirit, and nefesh is this life, nun, able to reproduce, and life that can speak, and craves to consume, eat, and ponder, nefesh. Ba, come down, bo.
There comes the sun, there comes the sun, there comes the sun, there comes the sun, there comes her sun, there comes her sun. Oh, he's gone.
In, given the false witness of Vav, and power to forgive, of this power of Shimshach, her son. And therefore like opening the window, and now that the sun has gone down.
Oh, where's my son?
Of its brilliance, Shemesh, what devours the open waters with fire. And we know that sun is fire, right? Given the sun as the star of the center of our solar system is a nearly perfect sphere of hot plasma, with internal convective motion that generates magnetic field via a dynamo process. And we are aware that the sun currently fuses about 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second, converting 4 million tons of matter into energy every second as a result. And that's how we get most of our energy for life on Earth.
I am the sun, and God created me to give power, and I'm powerful. I am very, very hot. Only on the surface is 5,778 Kelvin. That's hot.
Trio, duo, ena.
We have liftoff! Good job, Houston. We put a teaspoon of sand into orbit using a whole glass of fuel. Now let's get our teaspoon back and leave the junk there.
You humans with your fossil fuels. Nothing compared to the power that God gave me to shine on all the earth. Yeah.
So without it we are doomed. But in this case, Shin represents 21, 3 times 7, therefore the multiplication of rest, holiness, and or 7 spirits of Yehova. And Shin has 3 branches. One on the right, chesed, kindness, the middle one, mercy, and the left one, justice. But in this case, given is Shin and not sin, then it is chesed that depicts this kindness. But is gone down, be'od, still, yet, round, od, as to see what is attached at the door. And didn't we open the window to notice that the sun has gone down? But yet, yomam, daytime, from yom, to be hot.
That's because of me, right? Yes, but you're going down. Go away. Oh, okay.
And yomem is this work that is added of all these open experiences to the fulfillment of the concealed word. Bosha, ashamed, as in to delay in shame, disconcerted, disappointed, given the guilt, a deep regret. Bush, as the tent that has been divided, given the lying tongue. And these beasts, out of these 7, they're no children anymore, they're beasts that devour or are destroyed. So in complete shame, Shin, the last letter of Bush, Bechafira, and confounded, abashed, feeling uneasy, embarrassed. Related to Bush, right? But is Chafir. From chafer, to dig, to search out, in the sense of detection. But chafer is the sin of what has been spoken, and the tzire below what has been spoken is of this running and returning, roots and shuv. Roots as longing to cleave to God, run to Him, is the passionate desire of the soul that we mentioned before, nefesh, to transcend into material existence. But however, shuv, the left thought of tzire, is to return, is the soul's determination, and this is sober, to fulfill its mission in the body, to live within the context of material reality. And it is resolved to do this, but however is confounded, given chafir, poor of the knowledge, far from God, ushe'iritham, and the remnant of them, of those who have escaped. She'irith, shin is from the sun, shemesh, for which the power of el, she'irith, can start, that resh, and to work, but in this case plagues, the yod, as they have been sealed. And this is disaster, loss, and calamity. And into what? לחרב, to the sword. And sword is easy to remember, because it's חרב what divides the heads from the tent. Etin, delivered, and from nothing, life that is being sealed to righteous life. But how come that, although they're delivered to the sword, it will be granted this righteousness? Well, remembering that in Bereshith chapter 18, verse 24, The reference relates to Yehوה, who is planning to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, given their sin. But Abraham, on verse 23, drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Tzedek im rasha? Peradventure, there be 50 tzedikim, 50 righteous, and as because gematria is nun, 50, within the city, wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for 50 tzedikim, the 50 righteous that are therein? And given this is a prophecy of Yehوה, they are sealed to destruction because he doesn't find this 50. These 50 are required for him to spare the city or the people. לפני איביהם, before their enemies. And לפני from panim, in scattering to the edge the seas, to work through plagues, concealed chaos that's coming. And enemies, Yehva, proud people ready to punch the tent with their two fists. Neum Yehوה, saith Yehوa, different from Amer, because in this case is a prophecy. Nun, this prophecy, and the Sheva, higher point depicting domination and greatness, and therefore is divine in future, is an utterance, an oracle of his power, however given the shuruk, a soft vine that has produced a few grapes, and therefore concealed chaos as is coming, Yehوa, who works and breathes after to secure revelation to Yirmiyahu, whom Yah has appointed. Samech, thorns that come on the way, but is for the better. The last place we ever want to be is in complete darkness, without the light of Shemesh, and in hell, because we are aware that currently Hades is still illuminated. But when judgment comes, everyone destined to perdition is not only hot, extreme heat. Oh, did you mention hot? But you can see nothing.
Oh, never mind.
Terrifying, and also sad, for which in this case, the impending chaos, judgment that's coming and continues and is sure, that the power for which the womb would deliver sons are rather given to destruction, and no more the fulfillment of a family as it's craved for to completion, and with no rest of the Son in its mercy and power to forgive. For even the soul that has run and returned has to endure this chaos. Remember that God's people have to go through corrections in life, no matter how terrifying or how it hurts in this thorny verse. But what the soul should crave is after God, into fulfilling his laws, all before the sun goes down and there be no light. And now in shame, because now this family is only to being devoured, bush, and chafir, confounded because there's nowhere to go. One soul is breathed out, nefesh, where could he go? For even the remnant, no remnant to save and start, as they are given to the sword in separation of the head from the body. I would just encourage you to try to remain in those 50, that it wouldn't be complete chaos, but Yehوa can spare a place. But if you cannot find people that you can relate to in terms of righteousness, go away, lest you be corrupted and delivered before thine enemies. And Yehوa, I just pray that you provide a land where we can bear you fruit not to be a soft vine, that thy prophecies will be into prosperity and not into our destruction given our corrupted state or disobedience. But seeking the light wherever it goes down, then run to that horizon, all before the sun goes away, and that I may be our last breath, all before complete chaos to our own souls or those around. But thy will be done if we have to endure pain and see other people suffer, given the sin. For thou art kind, as long as there is the sun, that things don't set in coldness or heat and darkness, but thy everlasting light, being ready to breathe our last in peace and holiness with thy 7 spirits. Ruach Yehova, Ruach Chechma Ubina, Ruach Eitza Ugebura, Ruach De'eth Ve'yir'eth Yehova. Amen.
Full of anguish, in travail, till about the 6th hour. Pater eis geirasu paratheisumai tonumamu, kai daudai borne excepnus. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of Tunau was rent in the midst. And all the people, beholding the things which were done, smote their breasts in shame and confounded. Would they escape the sword of Yehweh? Lo! Does this sound familiar? Turn to the Gospel of Light, about the 23rd chapter.
אומללה יולדת, ראשון, שני, שלישי, רביעי, חמישי, שישי, השבעה, נפחה, נפשה, בו שמשך, והוא יומם.
¿Dónde está Solecito?
בושה,
¡Qué vergüenza!
וחפירות,
Estoy aturdida.
ושריתם לחרב, עדים לפני.